what's going on, everybody? Welcome to T-Box Talk, episode 33. My name is Andrew, and as always, joined today by Josh and Will. Today in the pod, going to be recapping our Thanksgiving break, going over some golf stories, some football, going into some what are we watching, and then closing out with our stand-up/observations segment. If we sound a little off, it's because I think each one of us is sick right now. This is the Michael Jordan flu game right now on T-Box Talk. We're trying to power through it. Thanksgiving weekend, Will, take it away.
Nothing like going home, spending time with the family, and just getting really fucking sick, you know? Really ties the whole giving thanks together. No, it was a good Thanksgiving. I didn't really get sick until like Saturday anyway, so we already post Thanksgiving. It was fun. It was a small gathering this year. There was only 6 of us. Had a lot of turkey, played a lot of ping pong. We actually ended up going out and playing golf on Friday, but the weather turned to shit, so we only ended up playing 9 holes, which was a bummer. But I was striping the ball. I've never hit the ball so straight in my life. I've always got a fade or a draw or some bullshit going on. But Amari, my sister's husband, did some chiropractic shit on my back Friday night. I've never heard my body crack this much in my entire. He did both sides of my back. He did like my neck and my shoulders, and it was like almost creepy to like hear all these cracks because I've never heard. It was like quadruple cracks in a row.
Is he a chiropractor?
No. So it was a little dangerous. It's a little dangerous, you know. But
that shit scares the shit out of me because, like, what if like he just like did the wrong thing and then like you're just paralyzed?
I mean, listen, fear guy. I think we'll, you know, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
It happened, and I'm alive.
Not great, but like, you know, is he gonna get
like
paralyzed?
When Peter Griffin gets the chiropracting done from Family Guy, and they pull his neck out, and he ends up being like 6 feet taller. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. But no, it was good. We played golf. We ended up sneaking in 9, and then I basically spent the rest of Thanksgiving break inside. Sick. Yeah. So a lot of fun.
Yep. Yeah. Josh, what about you, buddy?
I mean, I'm the Thanksgiving Scrooge. It was like one of the worst Thanksgivings I think I've ever had.
What?
Yeah, dude. I mean, my family, like, here's the problem with Thanksgiving, right? Is like everybody wants to come together, I think, like once a year. But like all the beefs end up lasting like 2 months to like 6 months long. And then like you come together and you think that you're just going to like break bread. And what ends up happening is like somebody says something and it literally spirals out of control. That's why you see in those movies all the time, people fucking bitching about Thanksgiving and Christmas because that's the way it works.
It's just fighting and fighting.
For me, I also don't really fucking like turkey that much. I said it then, I'll say it again.
Fucking sucks.
I literally I gave it a shot this year. I did the meal. And I'm like, there's literally 16 billion things that you could eat that I think would be better than like a dried out turkey with like dried out mashed potatoes on the table. Granted, I mean, that's probably not fair because I put gravy on it, which was good, but I just feel like the nature of cooking a turkey in the oven is like if somebody like air fried a turkey or did like the what is it, the fried turkey?
Fried turkey where it's a fire hazard.
I saw a video the other day of it like actually happening. I was like, oh wow, that's real.
It can cause like a neighborhood fire. It's like insane.
You could burn a village down with one turkey fucking roast over that thing.
Yeah, if you do one thing wrong.
But I did enjoy. There were parts of it that were good. I saw my sister, so that was good.
We ended up having a little bit of turkey at our Thanksgiving after I was shitting all over it on the last podcast. We just did one little turkey breast for my grandma, but we forgot it in the air fryer because my mom threw it into the air fryer while we were eating the prime rib and stuff, and like my grandma was having prime rib. And then she was like, uh-oh, checks the air fryer, burnt to a crisp. So,
oh my God.
So it was like, and then my grandma was like, why did you even get that? I didn't want that. And then so I was like, oh, well, whatever. It was like a small little turkey breast, so it wasn't even that big of a deal. But
we had a 10-pound breast this year. Maybe it was 2 breasts. We don't get a full chicken.
10-pound breast?
Yeah. Well, it's 2 breasts, I think, but it's 10 pounds of just breast meat. Like it's not. There's no legs.
Oh, okay.
Guess how much that shit was this year?
It's got to be stupid expensive.
$70.
Yeah.
For 10 pounds of turkey meat?
For 10 pounds of turkey breast.
Whoa.
So they weren't lying. Like I heard a lot of rumors that turkey was going to be expensive this year, and like that was ridiculous. Like that's normally what you pay for like a full 20-pound turkey.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. And also like we didn't we catered the entire Thanksgiving, so
But that's
no one
the
really
way to
cooked.
do it,
yeah,
Will.
That
That's
is
the way to do it.
Yeah.
My aunt never sat down one time in the whole entire thing. Refused to let anybody help her clean up, and then like took my grandma back to the fucking nursing home and like literally never said a word to anybody. Just basically cooked the whole meal, catered to everything, refused to let anybody help, so she was like cleaning the whole day. And that was like the time that we had with her. It was like the most ridiculous thing I've ever fucking seen in my life.
Yeah.
Like just get it catered at this point, you know?
Yeah, there's a nice little hometown market down the road that we've been doing for the last couple of years. It's just easier. Like, no one wants to spend 7 hours cooking and then just be exhausted.
So it was cooked turkey.
So we cooked the turkey.
Oh, you still had to cook it.
Yeah, remember I sent you that video? It was like the cool roaster oven that my dad's got.
Oh, yeah.
So we cooked that, but that's the only thing we cook. Everything else is catered. Mashed potatoes, squash, stuffing, whatever, all that bullshit.
Oh, that's such a good idea.
That's the stuff that takes time though to make. Like I got home Wednesday night after work, and I was trying to get out of the house because I was going out for Thanksgiving Eve. And I get home and I walk in the door and the kitchen looked like a bomb went off in it at my mom's house. And then she's just in there like, can you help? And then like 3 hours later, I was like, okay, I can leave now. Cause like she's cooking like 100 things at once. The dogs are just everywhere trying to get all the food. I'm mopping the floors, trying to get the fur off. It's like, it was a disaster. But I think I'm going to try to convince her to cater next year. Cause it's just, we used to just go out to eat. Cause I used to have to work on Thanksgiving at the restaurant.
Right.
So my family would just come to the restaurant, and it was like so easy.
Yeah, we used to have like a big Thanksgiving every year, and we've gone to New York once for Thanksgiving. Yeah. We've gone other places, but I mean, I like being home for Thanksgiving, and catered or not, that's just the way to do it.
Speaking of expensive meat, your turkey cut what, $78?
$70.
Guess how much the prime rib roast cost? 4 ribs.
150.
Not even close. What's your guess?
4 ribs?
For a 4 rib roast.
I don't even know what the fuck that is, to be honest with you.
300 and
he's like a 4 rib. What? 4 individual ribs? I mean,
like, yeah, like yeah.
Really?
Yeah, $316.
Wow.
Yeah. It was crazy. It's the meat prices are through the freaking roofs right now.
The meat's too damn high.
The meat is too damn high. But I had a great Thanksgiving, except I filled up on antipasto. As I said I was going to do on this very podcast. It happened. I filled up on antipasto. Barely ate any of the prime
Too much
roast.
gabagool.
Yeah.
Too much gabagool for Kaluch.
Yeah. So it was tough, but it was a great weekend. And then, transitioning to a little bit of golf stuff here. Me and Josh played an epic scramble over the weekend. We played over at Kirkbride, and I think we were the only people out there. And we lost 2-1. So we tied every single hole except 3. We used some of my shots, so I actually didn't let Josh down too bad. But I will turn it over to Josh for a performance review of myself.
Well, I think in the beginning of the round, Colucci had moments of greatness, actually, where he was like striping the ball dead center of the fairway. He had hit like 3 fairways in a row off the first bit of the 18, and we were pumping. We were playing really well, and the greens were sanded.
Yes, this was
every course is doing it right now.
But that I don't remember ever playing with that. I remember aeration, but like this wasn't just aeration. There was literally a coating of sand over it. Do you have any idea why they do that?
My dad might, but I don't know.
Like, why did
it might be to prevent maybe, if they aerate the greens and then backfill it with sand?
No, it was just filled with sand.
No, they aerated the greens.
Oh, so when
they had aerated it in the past, couple weeks or whatever. And then, because I saw some of the greens, when I looked closer where there wasn't a ton of sand, I saw that it was aerated. But I just don't, I guess that you would have to be an expert in greenskeeping, but it was just weird. There was literally, we were playing on a layer of sand. And the problem with that is when you're putting on that and when you're chipping on it, it's like, I thought it would be harder, but it ended up being way easier because it takes all the breaks out of each putt. So people were hitting some pretty good putts, and it came down to just like who is going to make the minor mistake. You know what I mean? Because we were tied the whole round. It was crazy.
We played 17 holes, and I'll get to that later. But we played 17 holes. We tied 14 of them. And then there's only 3 holes that we had an actual winner on. because it was a 2v2 scramble. And unfortunately, me and Josh were on the losing end of it. But
no, that's not even true. We went through 17. We were down 1.
Yeah.
And then we go to play 18, but because they removed that green, we go to play.
Yeah, well, let's back it up for a second. Hole 17 at this course is closed.
Yes.
So you're only allowed to play 1 through 16, and then you play 18.
Right.
So that's only 17 holes. So me and Josh are down 1 going into this. And so we're like, let's play the first hole to see if we can tie it.
Right.
Which is a full 18. That's it's not, you know what I mean?
Like, you pay for 18 holes.
Well, the 17 was closed at Kirkbride? So the par 3?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
the issue is you pay for 18 holes. So we're trying to play 18, and me and Josh are down 1 at this point. So we're like, well, I mean, we should get the opportunity to push the bet and just like call it, no blood. And we go to tee off hole 1, and the starter like flagged us down. He was like, we actually got 1 drive off because we were going super fast. He's like, no, I'm going home.
I'm surprised they had a starter there.
He's not really a starter. He was the cart barn guy.
Gotcha.
And he was the only one there, and we were the only people on the course.
Yeah,
and it was
so I totally understood. But.
I kind of understood. I still think that like it was bullshit because it really was just him wanting to go home.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but we paid for 18 and we're in a heated match where there's money on the line. Like, I don't know, I wanted to play it out. Granted, I've never been that guy, so I'm not going to, actually I have been that guy because I worked at a golf course, but either or, what ended up happening was I still ended up losing money because I ended up giving them some of their food and drinks for free because I felt like they really deserved the win because we didn't get to play the last hole.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the end of the golf story.
Well, I will say I actually did. I'm very happy with how I played. I had a few blow-ups.
Let's not say very happy. I'll say it was improved.
We probably used 70-30 percentage on shots. We probably used 30% of my shots.
I'll be honest with you, Colucci. I'm going to be straight with you. I'm going to be real with you, okay? Because you're my buddy and you deserve the truth. You can't. I don't want you living in a cloud of lies.
I went home, thought I played great.
Here's the reality. If Colucci wasn't on my team and I wasn't hitting decent enough shots getting us down the fairway, there was like 14 holes or like, no, maybe not 14, maybe like 10 holes where Colucci did not get the ball out of the tee box. And it's got to stop.
Sounds like Fox Run.
Dude, yeah, like I'm not kidding. Like it's the most bizarre thing ever. Like he'll go from hitting the ball, like he hit 3 straight fairways in a row, and it allowed me to open it up and get us further down the line. And at times it gets to the point where if you can nail that and give a big hitter the opportunity to hit, especially now that I'm so many years into the game, I can get the ball pretty close to the fucking green if I'm actually swinging. So there are times where I just a chip and a putt from there. And you need that when every mistake is basically a lost hole. So Colucci, I don't know where it was in the round, but maybe it was because that steak and cheese. He waffed down a steak and cheese as fast as I've ever seen him.
That's a heavy meal for
that. No, I'm not gonna lie. It all went downhill from there. I completely filled my gut, and there was no movement. I ate it in like 1 hole.
So. Yeah,
that weighs you down in the back.
It does. I mean,
Well, let's not leave this out. Now that we're airing out all the grievances right now, Josh didn't have clubs, so we had to use my clubs.
Oh, that's true.
You didn't have clubs.
My sister fucking.
He calls me 15 minutes before we're supposed to tee off. He's like, "Hey, I'm on the way, but I don't have my clubs. My sister has them in her car," and I was like, "What?" So we had to use my clubs.
Yeah, my sister pieced out to Boston with my car, which has my clubs in it, and my rangefinder. The rangefinder, I don't think I ever realized until I stopped using it on my phone or didn't use one of the ones that we're designing that without a rangefinder, dude, you're lost. You don't know where the fuck you're at anytime. With the rangefinder, the amount of accuracy you can actually end up doing is ridiculous.
Yeah, until you start using it, you don't realize how much of a help it is.
Exactly.
I was never a rangefinder guy until we started developing our rangefinder.
Yeah.
And now it's like every time I forget it, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
And every time I forget it too, my dad's like, oh, you didn't bring the rangefinder? And I'm like, what the? I'm like, go
kill. And you know what I realized too is probably the biggest deal was when I was younger, I used to use a rangefinder. I used to use the phone distance.
I never trusted those.
But here's the problem. Not only can you not really trust it, I mean you can, but not only can you not really trust it, but it also does not determine slope, which to me, slope is the biggest factor in a rangefinder.
Yeah.
Like if you buy a rangefinder that doesn't have slope, like a slope adjustment read, then you don't know. Okay, great. The distance is fucking 100 yards out, but if the hill's
if it's 45,
45,
feet uphill,
then like it's literally playing like 130. So you have to like, so when we go out there without it now, you feel naked.
Yeah, you do. I agree.
I forgot my pitching wedge, so I kind of I put us in a blunder before we even started. But that's gonna wrap up me and Josh's epic scramble match that fell a little short on, but we'll get them next time, and I'll get better. But
just don't forget your clubs on Saturday for the IceBerg Open.
I won't forget my clubs, but you just said I'll get better. Like it's just gonna happen magically.
It will.
It's been like 10 years and you haven't gotten better, Kaluch.
As Will mentioned, we are playing in the IceBerg Open this Saturday. So, Will, if you want to give a little background, I know we've already briefly touched on it, but now the day is only 3 days away. So
yeah, I think it's filled completely. So if you're listening to this, it's too late.
Too bad.
It's too bad. Too bad. So sad. But yeah, it's the IceBerg Open at Tallwood Country Club in Hebron, Connecticut. It's a great tournament for a great cause. It supports children, where basically everyone donates a gift, and the gifts are distributed through this charity in Connecticut.
So it's like a big toy drive.
Big toy drive, basically.
Yeah, awesome.
It's a really cheap tournament too. I mean, we're playing for free, but I think it was only like $50 or $60 a head, which is respectable because it's December. But the weather's looking decent. It's going to be warm, but it's not going to be sunny. So it still will be hopefully still a level playing field for Colucci. But yeah, I think it's a 2-man scramble, so we might have some redemption with Josh and Colucci v Super Dave.
So we're not playing the field. We're playing.
Oh God damn it!
We're playing against each other.
As far as I know, yes. But I think
come on.
I think those are good matchups, though. I think that's a good matchup.
We got to put something on the line, though. You know what I mean? Like if there's nothing on the line, then there'll be no sweat.
Well, there's like skins and there's like bets throughout like the day or something like that. So like I don't exactly know what it entails.
So
and
2-man scramble. That's very interesting.
Well, I like I said, don't quote me on that, but we'll learn more when we get there. Either way, it's a scramble of some sorts.
I doubt they're gonna put on a tournament and have 2-man scramble because that's gonna take too long.
So if it is a scramble, what are we all gonna play for? What are the stakes?
I thought we were doing the winter gear on the podcast.
Yeah, like if you lost, you had to wear
a
full
right.
snowsuit.
You had to wear a full ski suit, snowboard boots, and all on the
Goggles.
podcast. Yeah, whole thing, whole episode.
Just clomping here on your snowboard.
I'm not concerned. We're gonna win.
Do both of us have to wear it
if we lose?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so that's on Saturday.
I'll get some funny clips.
We'll have some good clips probably coming in next week from that.
Yeah, it should be really exciting. Then Tiger Woods withdrew from a tournament. He was quoted saying, "I can hit any shot I want to. He just can't walk." So Tiger's at the point of his career where he just doesn't want to walk anymore, and who can blame him?
He doesn't. No, it's not that he doesn't want to walk.
Can't walk.
Yeah, his right foot has a fucking disease in it. I don't know what it is.
Plantar fasciitis.
And that's a wart, isn't it?
No, I think it's like a ligament issue. I think.
Oh, is
really?
it a stress fracture?
Like a heel. I think it's in your heel.
Oh, that might.
Dude,
or it's in like the bottom of your foot or something like that.
I feel like I want to know what
Plantar. I've heard it before. I don't know how serious it is, but I mean, it doesn't surprise me, with his accident and him trying to get after it again, walking.
Yeah. So I wonder if that match is still on because I was supposed to.
He said he's still playing in the match.
Okay, interesting.
And he's still playing in the PNC with his son Charlie.
An inflammation of thick band of tissue that connects the heel bone to the toes.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
That's really interesting. So it's got the whole
like
bottom,
the
of his
bottom of
foot.
your foot, yeah.
The whole entire, basically, his whole foot basically is fucked. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, so that's about going to wrap it up for the golf.
Well, actually, I have some shit I want to vent about real quick in regards to golf. So last night, I'm sitting at my computer, and I get an email from Tri-State Golf Company that it's officially off-season rates. And I just thought to myself, it's fucking December.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
What? Is December now the off season when you can stop charging $80 to go play?
Rates.
That fucking pissed me off because guess what? For a lot of people, golf season probably ends sometime in October after fall. Like after all the leaves fall, and like maybe November for maybe some people, but like I'm not like, I was literally about to go play Connecticut National the other day, and it was like $79 for 18.
Oh,
I'm like, that's
off.
fucking ridiculous. Like, it's cold as dick out. It's windy. The weather's not great. So why are you still charging full season rates in the middle of November?
And there's no way you can fit 18 in unless you start at 10 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we played Foster the other weekend at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we never play that early on the weekends because there's just no point.
Wake up early.
Yeah, exactly. So it's the only way to get an 18 is to play early now, which just makes it even harder to get a tee time.
Yeah, that is wild.
So I don't know.
They don't charge you any discounted rate.
It was bullshit. Crazy. It was bullshit. So I needed to vent about that because I don't know what dictates off season, but it's not fucking December. It's earlier than that.
I totally agree with you. I think we paid full rate at Kirkbride for the.
Not really, because I kind of cheated them and cheated the system. I mean,
he hacked it.
Yeah, I mean, but that was also tough.
I'm Josh's first cousin.
They didn't tell me that the greens were going to be sanded before we went and played. You know, it was kind of a bullshit.
They also didn't say that 17 was close, but whatever. We'll get into some football. I'm all excited because the day this is coming out is going to be Thursday. Me and Josh are heading on to Gillette Stadium to watch the Buffalo Bills coming to Foxborough and play the Patriots. It's going to be my fourth game going to this year. Josh, your second. It's going to be like playoff atmosphere, but I don't know if Josh knows this yet, so I'm breaking some news to him on the podcast. It is going to be 24 degrees at kickoff.
The game we're going to?
Yeah.
I think the important thing is, like, 24 degrees is cold, but if you just prepare.
No wind. It's not saying
if we
any
prepare
wind.
for, like, if you, like, wear ski stuff, then, like, we'll be fine.
The big thing is gloves. You got to wear
gloves.
The
big thing for me isn't gloves. It's actually my feet, my toes.
Yeah,
you got to get some, like,
boot warmers.
Boot warmers.
Yeah.
I'll be using those. Well, I was planning on using those for the IceBerg, but it sounds like it's going to be warm.
Yeah.
So
I'll probably just need to also just wear some wool socks or something, like some
ski socks.
Literally dress like you're going skiing, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, because when we've been up on the mountain at times, it's like negative minus degree wind chill, and the like 100 feet up in the air with mountain winds. So
yeah, we'll be fine. I'm not too concerned about it. I'm just really excited for the game. Josh, you won your fantasy matchup by 0.7 points, I think.
No, it was
he
3.5 points or something.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, dude. Fantasy's been difficult. There's so many players that you think are going to be that each week to week we think are going to be good that just don't end up being good. Like, they just don't perform to any bit of standard. Like, what happened to fucking DeAndre Swift? I don't get it. Like, they're running the ball to this rookie.
Jamal.
Yeah, I know Jamal, but I mean, man, it's just a bizarre situation. Like, I watch it because I watched Hard Knocks, and during the whole thing, they're like, "You special, DeAndre.
Yeah.
Like, you're the best. Like, you're the they don't come like you. Maybe I also think injury. It's so difficult because we all look at it and we're like, oh, like they put the person back in the game, so they're 100% healthy, ready to go. But it's never the case,
No, a lot of football players have said you are never at 100% health at any point in the season. Maybe like week 1 you're at 100% health, but throughout the whole season you're never actually at 100% health.
Right.
Have you been watching the new Hard Knocks with the Cardinals?
I think I last night I tried to watch and I got so bored in the episode I was watching.
I haven't watched a single one.
I think
yet,
I'm in
so
like I've watched probably 3/4 of it. If not, I'm like one episode short.
Yeah.
It's before Kyler Murray gets injured is where I'm at.
Yeah, so you're probably a week behind.
Oh, no. Sorry.
It's
It's before Kyler Murray goes back in, which was last week.
Yeah,
so
you're
yeah.
1 week back.
Okay, I'm 1 week back, actually.
Or
yeah.
you're fully caught up, and the new episode will come out tonight, actually. But and then I had Josh Jacobs on my team, so I got the 51-point bomb, which was awesome.
It's 48 points.
See, I'm in 2 different leagues where it's different points. So one league you got 51.
I think he was the best pick of the league so far this year.
And then Josh, you've locked up a playoff spot. I was checking today.
Really?
You're 100% into the playoffs.
Get out of here.
Yeah, it tells you. It mathematically does it for you. I'm 96. So
honestly, the thing I'm hoping for, because Marquise Brown's back. And he put up 10 points, which for an injured person, it was like he got a lot of reads. He got a lot of looks. So I'm thinking, like, going into playoffs, going into that situation, I think a lot of the players that I have they've been saving. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, DeAndre Swift, I have a gut feeling that, like, he really hasn't been that healthy, and, like, they're just running the rookie into the ground until they get to playoffs, and they just start running him.
I don't think he'll be playing, though.
What?
The Lions aren't going to the playoffs.
Oh, fuck, that's right.
So it doesn't really matter. They actually might deactivate him. They might shut him down, rest him for next year if he's actually hurt. Who knows though? Yeah. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up some football stuff. I'm really excited for the Patriots-Bills game. It's gonna be kind of like a playoff game. So I'm really excited for that. Let's go into some what are we watching, because let me tell you something, guys. Over the Thanksgiving weekend, I think I watched 15 movies.
How about Walking Dead?
No Walking Dead.
Let's not even talk about Walking Dead. Yeah, let's just forget that ever happened and just move on.
I strictly watched movies over the Friday and Saturday, just recovering from Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving.
If you say to me right now that you watched 15 movies and you didn't watch The Lord of the Rings, sir.
No, I only wanted to watch movies. I wanted a beginning, middle, and end it, you know? I want beginning, end, beginning, end, beginning, end. I got some that I want to fire off, just ones that I really want to get off my chest here.
Sure.
A couple A24 films, which is my favorite film studio. Hot Summer Nights. It takes place on Cape Cod. Timothy Chalamet's in it. It plays a drug dealer. It's freaking awesome. Highly recommend it. Another A24 movie,
What the fuck is A24?
It's just a production studio. It's like
who watches
They make
it?
like all the fucking movies that exist this day. Like they made Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
They made X. Right?
X. They make a bunch of like melodramas, which is like slower movies that like have like a big payoff or a big lesson or
That's crazy.
Very emotional.
You might be one of the first people ever that I've ever heard associate a movie with a brand.
Yeah, A24 is huge.
Usually when you hear A24, you usually associate it that it's going to be a good movie.
Yeah.
That's called brand right there.
Yeah. I love it. And then I watched another A24 movie called Never Going Back, just about two like girls. It's really good. Highly suggest it. And then I went
about two girls.
Girls.
Well, I don't want to they're just two girls down there like locked. They're high school dropouts and they're just trying to get by. And some shit happens and like they have to recover from it.
Okay.
I went way back to the 90s for this one and watched Deep Impact, which is an apocalypse movie.
Lucci, I don't know if I can even allow you to do this segment anymore. We might have to put you in a timeout on this segment, dude.
It's only gonna get. It's only.
You need to hurry up because now you're taking up everybody else's time that's actually in the present, and you're just like living in the past.
Okay, a movie that I bet you've never heard of that it's more recent.
Okay.
Ben is Back. I highly suggest it.
Was that from the 1920s?
No. I think it came out in the last 2 years.
It was the 50s.
No, last couple of years. It's called Ben is Back. It's about this kid who gets out of rehab. He rejoins his family for Christmas, and just a whole bunch of stuff ensues. It's really good. And then I watched a bunch of
the kind of movies you're referencing, me, Colucci, are like fucking like. I can't
they
even.
They all sound like rom-coms.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
they're all.
No, they are. I went into a huge rom-com.
All right. So thank you for sharing. That was beautiful. Will, what are you on?
I have like 4.
I know
more,
you got more.
I'm living in the present over here. I'm in 2022.
Yeah, fuck that. Okay, I'm good with that.
So I wrote my notes yesterday, but I actually just finished this series last night. It's a Netflix original. It's called Wednesday.
It's
Tim Burton.
It's the Addams Family show.
It's the Addams Family show, yeah. And it's typically not my cup of tea because it's kind of like monsters and like fantasy and stuff. But I started watching it on Sunday with Marissa, and we finished it last night. So we crushed it. We went through it in like 2 or 3 days.
Is it good?
It's really good, yeah. So it's basically based on
actually awesome.
Yeah, it's based on. Have you seen it, Josh?
No, we were about to, but we decided it was Thanksgiving. We were like, at one point, we were like, we got to try all the Christmas movies.
Fair.
But we should have watched that.
This is fair because like the episodes are like 40 minutes, so you can crush like 3 of them pretty easily in one night. It's it's from the point of view of the girl Wednesday, and I don't know much about the Addams Family. But Jeannie Ortega, I think that's her name. She plays Jenna Ortega. Yeah. She does a phenomenal job. She's basically trying to solve these like serial murders that are being mysteriously covered up for years at this school called the Nevermore School. It's a school for outcasts, like people with special powers and stuff. It's based in Jericho, Vermont, which is great. But spoiler alert, it's actually filmed in fucking Romania. So
shit.
That's because we're watching it and I'm like, there's fucking no way that this is Vermont. And maybe some of it's filmed in Vermont, but it's pretty clear that the distinction of Romania and Vermont, you can tell pretty much right away. Either way, it's really engaging and well done, and there's definitely going to be a second season, if not a third and a fourth.
Oh, that's awesome.
She's blowing up. She did X, and then she also did this movie called The Fallout, which I highly recommend. It's a very dark movie, but it's very good. She's phenomenal in it. It just came out like probably less than a year ago.
Okay. All right. Yeah, but good to know. But yeah, Wednesday, not something I would have expected to like. Loved it.
Is it like TVMA? Is there like swear words and stuff?
It's
or is it
TV
more
14.
kiddie?
It's
Okay.
TV
All right,
14.
all right.
So it's like not like too kiddie.
Okay.
There's it's pretty funny. It's like got a lot of dark humor in it. I'll be honest.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Because I've been wanting to watch that. Josh or Will, do you have anything else?
No, I noticed that this show called 1899 came out as well on Netflix. I think it's a Netflix original, and it's like being compared to like Stranger Things-esque. So that's next on my watch list.
Okay, I'll have to check it out. I think I saw the trailer for that too.
They're pumping it hard on Netflix. Yeah.
They pump all their Netflix originals. They pump out they pump like a motherfucker. Josh, you got anything?
So what I was saying before was that we decided, or the majority of my family decided that we would try to give some Christmas movies a shot at one point, and the first one being Spirited with Will Ferrell and
the
Ryan
musical
Reynolds.
one.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you weren't gonna watch it.
No, I was. When did I say that?
I thought you said you were disappointed that it was a musical.
I was, and we made it 10 minutes in, and we shut the movie off.
Which is funny because I said the same thing to Marissa. I was like, I heard it's a musical. I'm not watching it. And then she was like, no. I heard really good things about it. And I was like, okay, maybe. No?
Guys, here's the thing.
No, wow.
Here's the thing. I don't know what happened. I don't know where along the line Will Ferrell said, I hate my life and I don't want to do the comedy that everybody else wants me to do. I'm just going to go out and do exactly what I want and basically, 360 off of who I have been to the mass public for the last 30 years. But this movie, he's singing and he can't sing. He's not good singing. I don't know what, his voice is so auto-tuned in that movie. And it's like, the songs and the dances in the first 10 minutes were unbearable. We couldn't even get through it. Wow. And we never even get to meet Ryan Reynolds in the movie because it was so bad in the first whatever that we were like, because the thing is, you know why that movie could never make it? You know why that movie would never really amount to what you want? Is because when people establish a brand and then they just basically ignore it and they do whatever they want, your expectations are already set before you ever see the first clip, right? So when we went to that movie, I had in my head, okay, it's a musical. They'll spread it out. They were literally making fun of the fact that they were like someone in the movie is like making fun of the fact that it's a musical and everybody would be disappointed that it's a musical. Like they knew they wrote it into the movie that people were going to be disappointed with the fact that it's a musical because everybody was going into that and thinking my favorite Christmas movie is Elf.
Right.
Yeah. So give me Elf. There's no Elf 2. There's no Elf 3.
So it's fully animated.
It's not even Will Ferrell. He's not even funny at all. Not one joke hit in the first 10 minutes. And there really are almost not even jokes. They're just they forced a little bit of comedy in there so that people who love Elf might get a kick out of it. It was horrible. I mean, did
the whole family feel the same way? Or
dude,
did you lead
unanimously, we turned it off because we were like, what the fuck is this? This is not what nobody wanted to watch this. And I'm not trying to be a dick to Will Ferrell, but every movie he's come out with in the past couple of years has just, not even couple at this point, it's 5 or 10 years, has just not been funny. He's run away from the components of his comedy that were so funny. But
well, at least you gave it a shot.
I tried, man. And then honestly, after that, we tried the what's the other one? We tried the new Tim Allen show, which is the Santa Claus movies.
Yeah.
We tried there's a show. They came out with a show.
Oh, I didn't know.
So it's different episodes. We tried watching that. Horrible.
You're on a cold streak right now. You're on a cold streak.
Dude, I couldn't believe they even it didn't even make sense where they pick up the story. They picked it up as if it was at the end of the last movie, and it was so corny, and the writing was horrific. So finally I gave, based on Will's review, my sister and I alone, the night before she left, decided we would watch the
Christmas Story movie. Yeah.
And it was the best out of them by a long stretch. But there were so many aspects of it that just I couldn't grasp. Him narrating it as being the same character that's also narrating it, you know what I mean, was difficult for me. It never got me in it. The type of film they used, because it takes place in the 70s, they filmed it in modern film. So they took modern cinema, lenses and cameras, and they filmed it as though it weren't in the 70s and it was a brand new movie in 2022, which is their approach, and I'm not going to like hate on it, but half the reason people love The Christmas Story, the original, is because if you look at the film they used on that movie, it has this glimmering light effect to all the Christmas assets, like sort of this nostalgic.
It was also filmed the original was filmed like in the 80s though.
Right. So it was naturally that way.
Yeah.
And I gave it a shot, and I'd say my favorite part of the movie was seeing Scott Farkus.
The cop? Yeah.
Scott Farkus brought it home.
That was a really
me.
heartwarming moment there in that movie. Yeah.
Scott Farkus, dude, he's a stud now.
Yeah.
That's the best part, is that Scott Farkus was like the worst. Him and Toad were horrible, like just like the worst. Played the best villain bully I think I've ever seen in my life at that time. And they just they killed it.
We watched it again on Thanksgiving too, because my family had never seen it.
Yeah.
And I knew. Dad, I'm sorry. I'm gonna put you on blast here, but I knew that going into it, my dad was gonna cry at the end.
Oh, really?
And we're at the end of the movie, and I'm kind of peering around the room. And he just turns over to me, and he's got tears in his eyes, and he's just like, "Fuck you."
Really?
I've still never seen the original one.
I'm trying to remember what the fuck happened in the end.
I don't want to talk about it because
Have you seen the original? Clutch?
No.
Okay,
but there
watch.
still might be people who haven't seen the new
right.
one.
I would watch
It
the
just came
original
out.
and then go watch this one. I wouldn't watch this one without it. Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
There was another one we gave a chance. You know the store manager of Gimbals in Elf?
The
heavyset guy?
Yeah.
He came out with his own Christmas movie this year too. Sucked. I couldn't, dude.
Okay, so you give me so much shit for not watching new movies. When I choose the movies that I want to watch, I do deep research before I watch each one, and I'm like, okay, this one did this well. It has this review. This is worth me watching. Every movie that I go into, I make sure has pretty damn good reviews, even if they're back in the early 2000s or the 90s.
So you could be like the historian movie watcher of this crew.
Yeah, I am.
You're a historian.
Dude, I have like 6.
He does his research.
I do my research.
I respect that.
I don't
but there's
like
now
wasting
15
time. I'm anti-wasting time.
Right, but there's 15 streaming platforms now, all multi-billion-dollar companies that are shoveling out brand new pieces of newly
I don't
created
care.
content.
Like it's just like.
But the thing is, I'm trying to explain to you is that like, if I'm a listener to a podcast and they're going over what are we watching, it has to be relevant to like market
Not
trends.
necessarily. There's some people who are like, I need a good movie to watch that I know is good.
Here's
Okay,
the bet I'll make
one.
is that not one person has taken a request from you over this podcast and said, okay, I'm going to go watch a movie from the 50s.
Well, I think Wednesday is a perfect example of like something that I would have never watched. I put on and I loved it, and I could have hated it. Like last night, I found out that Grandma's Boy was on IMDb, and I love Grandma's Boy. I haven't seen it in a while, and I really wanted to watch it last night. But you know what? I said, fuck that. I'm finishing Wednesday so I can talk about it in full in the podcast because it's relevant to what's happening in the movie world
right
right now.
That's
Streaming
the
world.
trick there, Will, is exactly that, is that if you don't remain relevant to like modern cinema, then you get lost in the noise. Whereas like, I think if we came out with a clip about Wednesday right now, it's in everybody's mind. They're thinking, oh, I've just like, should I watch that? Because we were about to watch, dude, because that's a Halloween movie, which is like weird.
Why did they release that like 3 weeks ago?
I don't
Maybe
know.
it just took too long to fucking film or something.
100%. They just didn't have it done, and they probably tried to hit it, and it went over.
I also learned from Marissa that the costume, the clothing budget on that movie was like in the millions.
Really?
That's like pretty cool.
That Wednesday wore like these $2,000 Prada shoes in like half the episode.
That's nuts.
So yeah, they definitely poured a lot of money into it. And sorry I interrupted there, but I think it's worth watching.
Well, that's a cool fact.
So yeah, moral of the story is of where
Get
I'm
relevant.
At.
That's the moral.
Well, no, I'm not even at you, Kalushi. I you keep doing you, and we'll just keep making fun of you.
Don't you worry about it. You look at me. Want to see my notes?
Maybe bring less. How about that? Don't bring 22 movie titles to what are we watching from 1974.
My dad did give Colucci a compliment. He said he is a man of integrity. Like he backs up what he says and he'll stand by it.
I've got 7 movies on my list right now. Not a single one came out
used to
before
put
2015.
Every time a new challenger for Super Smash Bros. On GameCube would come around, Colucci would put his integrity on the line.
Yeah.
And let me help you understand something. Colucci lost his integrity a long time ago.
There was this one kid who came into our college house, and I put my integrity on the line, and he beat me 10 straight games.
He put his integrity on the line 18 times in a row. Yeah. It was his integrity is gone. So I appreciate that, Super Dave, but we got to come back to reality a little bit and help Colucci understand exactly what's going on here and how to remain relevant. But anyways, I would say moral is, if anybody has any Christmas movies that they know came out that they like, please let me know, because I'm looking for them. And I'll tell you that one movie I did end up watching, Jim Carrey's Grinch Stole Christmas. I died laughing the whole entire movie. Will,
it's a great movie.
The original,
the original with Jim Carrey, where he's the Grinch.
It's one of the best movies.
Literally doesn't even the writing in that movie, the jokes that they land in that movie. Even now, after seeing it 1,000 times and being 25 years old, I still thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, it's one of the best movies ever. I fucking love that movie.
Why are they not writing movies like The Grinch Stole Christmas?
You know what's funny? They're making a Grinch horror movie now.
Dude,
that's going to be terrible.
They came out with that other one too, the Santa Killer movie.
Yeah,
they came out with a murderous Santa.
Not watching that.
It's just, I guess
Hollywood needs they need to get back to
They're
the
just
roots.
reaching too far.
They're reaching too far.
Yeah,
it's all money, dude. It's too much. It's too much of a business now. I feel like when The Grinch came out, dude, even that was Tim Burton that did that movie. Not only is he, the GOAT, but he's also working with Jim Carrey, who's a once in a lifetime, once in a generation actor.
Yep.
And in addition to that, they built physical sets that were astounding.
Yeah.
Right out of Dr. Seuss.
It's awesome. Playing the money thing again, they're rebooting that 70s show right now as that 90s show.
Oh my God.
I watched the trailer for it. It looks horrendous.
They don't even have ideas. They've run out of ideas.
Right, exactly.
It's just so bad.
I'm
a passionate section here in the podcast.
It got heated. I like it though. Let's move on into our stand-ups and observation stuff. Does anybody have anything that they really want to go first? Or
sure.
Let's not get too comfortable with the word observation. I know you're I know stand-up is a tough section, but I've had requests that they want us to do legit. People are wanting
part of it.
Yeah.
It's part of it.
Well, I have a joke, and I also have something that I've wanted. It's I've actually really wanted to pose this question because it's kind of a two-part question to you guys. I did the same thing with my parents on Thanksgiving because it's something Marissa and I have now gone back and forth on, and we'll never be on the same page with it the last few weeks. But so it's a two-part thing, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So would you rather have a big TV with okay quality, or would you rather have a smaller TV with better quality? And I feel like I already know your guys' answers here, but before you answer, let me use my current situation as the example. So Marissa and I want to get a larger 4K television for the living room sometime next year, whenever it's, whenever we're not spending 98% of our money on pointless bills and taxes. So currently I have a 60-inch RCA Ultra HD, whatever they want to call that. It's not a 4K TV or a smart TV, but we have that in the living room right now. In the bedroom, we have a 42-inch Roku TV, which I believe is 4K, and it's a smart TV. Yeah. So when we get that new TV, obviously it's going to be a smart TV. It'll probably be a TCL. It'll be 4K. Would you rather take the TV I have in the living room now, the lesser quality one, but the bigger one, and put it in the bedroom and sell the smaller one? Or would you sell the bigger one and keep the smaller Roku TV in the bedroom?
Well, here's the thing. You're not going to get dick for money for the big TV. If it's not 4K, you're not going to get anything for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now back to the original question, would you rather have a bigger TV that's lesser quality, or would you rather have a smaller TV that's better quality?
Bigger TV with worse quality.
Wow, I did not expect that. That was my...
What was the size of the smaller TV?
42-inch. And we have a 60-inch in the living room.
And that's 1080?
And that's 1080.
Oh, man, neither.
Oh, well, you have your fucking $1,200 TV.
Yeah, you're talking to a guy who's
going into immense credit card debt because he bought a fucking
$1,500. You're talking to the wrong guy here, Will.
You opened up a new credit card for a new TV that you're going to pay off for the next 5 years.
Colucci, that was good. I thought the answer for me is neither. And to your point, I was actually considering selling the OLED TV that has a shit ton of value and buying just a straight up 4K TV because I looked at the deals at Black Friday. I was like laughing to myself because I spent like $1,500 and I've gone into debt and I'm paying like money every month for this OLED, and the other TV was like $299 for a 65-inch 4K TV.
Yeah, Walmart's got like a 75-inch 4K Roku TV for like $350 right now.
Yeah, dude, it's like buying an iPad now is like getting like a movie theater screen in your room that's 4K, but like the OLEDs are like 5 times as expensive for like not even that big of a TV.
What's crazy is nobody even knows what OLED is yet. Like you were the first person.
I still don't know what that means.
Yeah,
OLED is when so when you look at an overall TV that's 4K, you ever see white light coming through the blacks in the color of the TV?
Kinda.
Like normal TVs,
I would know if I saw it.
Normal TVs have one light that's behind the TV that's projecting through the different colored pixels. An OLED TV is every single pixel in the TV. So the tens of millions of pixels that comprise a TV are being controlled individually.
Oh, so there's one light bulb for each little pixel.
Correct. Like I don't know if it's light bulb or if it's I don't know how the technology is, but I can tell. But all I know is that it is the only way to accurately view black and white colors and vivid imagery that we have in technology today to the consumer. So it's like that top notch.
That's pretty cool.
And it makes a difference if you look at the two comparatively. But the 4Ks are not that bad.
No,
they're not. They're not that bad.
I just really wanted you guys to take my side on this one, so I'll take one as a win. Sorry, Marissa.
Yeah.
Because everyone in my family took basically Marissa's side, so I was like, God damn it.
No.
I'm a gamer and a content watcher, and we do content here. I fuck small TVs, fuck big TVs with bad quality. I mean, burn them both.
Yay to credit card, Dad.
You need a TV, though.
Yeah, you do need a TV.
Will, you got anything else?
I have a kind of a funny story that I told Marissa I was going to share, and she didn't want me to share, but I'm going to share it anyways. So Marissa and I have been having Wi-Fi issues with our apartment since we moved into the new place in June. And as you guys might remember, I bought the Oculus and I couldn't get it hooked up. Like I spent 2 hours hooking it up, it didn't work. And, our thought process there is to do everything under the sun. Unplug the router, change the password, do all the things that you can physically do from your app or whatever. So we changed the password several times. We reset the router. We did everything under the sun. And this past weekend, we went to Kohl's, and Marissa got a new Fire Stick for our non-smart, non-4K TV in our living room because we just figured we needed it if we weren't going to be able to buy a new one for a while. So we get home and we plug it in, and we can't get the Fire Stick hooked up to the internet now. So we're like, Marissa spent $20 on this Fire Stick, and it's basically worthless at this point. We can't bring it back. So yesterday, so this was Monday, Marissa got home from work. She sat down and she gets on the horn with Cox. And so eventually, after chatting with a virtual assistant for a while, we found out that instead of changing the Wi-Fi password, Marissa was changing the password to her account to log in to her Cox account. So therefore, the Wi-Fi password was still the same Wi-Fi password that it was 2 years ago. We were just attempting to log in using the passwords that Marissa was changing to get into her actual Cox account.
Let me tell you something. Dealing with Cox and cable companies is the worst thing you could ever do.
Oh, they were like they weren't even helping her. They were just trying to upsell her on like Wi-Fi protection packages. And she's like, motherfucker, I just need to get into my Wi-Fi right now.
I take her side on that. Fuck them.
What's crazy is the days of cable are almost over. I mean, the script's been written. The only thing that gets viewed now is sporting events. And Amazon is coming after that, and so are some of the other streaming platforms.
Yeah, but imagine trying to explain to my dad, like, hey, you can't watch the Thursday night game on cable. You have to watch it on Amazon Prime streaming. It was like trying to. I was trying to like solve the meaning of life. Like he wasn't getting it.
The meaning of life.
I was like, Dad, you like just like hit this button on your TV. You have Amazon Prime. You can watch games. Like, oh, why can't I just put it on the cable? It's disastrous. But don't get me fucking started.
Moral of the story: felt bad for Marissa. A little embarrassing, but we got it fixed, and everything hooks up to the fucking internet now.
I'm glad you got the cable solved.
She got it solved. Yeah.
All right, I'll go next. I had a slight situation on Thanksgiving Eve, actually. So I'm out at the bar with my friends, and I'm seeing a bunch of old people that I know, like not old people, but like people from my past that I know. it's all fun and games. And there was this girl that came up to me, and like we were just catching up. I've known her for a long time, and she was like, how are the dogs doing? And I was like, oh, they're doing great. And she was like, oh, do you have any pictures of them? I was like, yeah, I do. So like I pull up my phone, I go to my camera roll, and all she sees is a bunch of thumbnails of dudes in the shower on my camera. And she's like, what the fuck? And I was like, I can explain. And I had to sit there and explain to her how I'm in a fantasy football league where we're smashing eggs on our heads in the shower, and I'm making the compilation video at the end of the year for all the egg smashing. So if you just look at my camera roll, it's just a bunch of thumbnails of dudes in the shower with no shirts on.
Just close-up pictures of dudes in the shower.
And so I was thrown into quite the pickle there.
That's pretty electric.
So it was very brutal for me.
That's pretty funny.
How did that end?
I got out of it. It's just I showed her one of the videos. I was like, "Look, it's not anything bad. Like I promise."
Yeah.
So,
did you ask her on a date after that?
No, I was too drunk.
You were too
She's
drunk.
like, either this guy's telling the truth, or we've got some weird male egg fetish.
Yeah, Colucci is. Well, she's blaming it on the fact that he's too drunk, when really, like, the girl was just staying there, like,
worried she's like gonna get hit with an egg. Right?
Yeah, she's also just like questioning.
I just pull an egg out of my pocket. I'm like, "Can you smash this?"
She like walked up to him ready to ask him on a date, like, "Oh my god, so good to see you," and then like looked at that video and just goes like, just questions everything in that moment, like. That's pretty funny, Kaluch.
Yeah, Josh, I'll send it over to you.
Yeah, couple things. On the note of Thanksgiving, Kaluch, I know you'll have something hopefully funny to add to this, but some of the contradictory personalities are hilarious, and one of the things that's getting to be like unreal for me is the entertainment that's coming from sources that you wouldn't expect. And so, the whole day everybody's fucking shoveling food in their face, and it's just like gluttony at the max, like it's just Thanksgiving or, whatever. And, but then eventually somebody says something and, it rubs someone the wrong way, and the whole table ensues into a massive debate, argument, whatever it is. And all the meanwhile, like everyone at my table is going at it or talking about this or that, and I'm just trying to like stomach the food. I'm just trying to get down, just like get through it. And I look up, and instead of seeing like a bunch of people arguing, I like kind of like look over at, and sure enough, my grandma's been asleep for like 25 minutes, like at the dinner table, and she's got fucking gravy drooling out of her mouth. And I just like felt, you feel bad because like she had a stroke like 10 years ago, and actually like 15 years. I don't even fucking know when, but a long time. She's not healthy or anything. But I just thought the funniest part about it is like grandmas don't give a fuck.
No.
And she just like, the way that she goes about doing her thing and whatnot is like she'll just like yell something out in the middle of the table, and I just thought grandmas are fucking crazy, and all I could think about was like I gotta ask Colucci what the fuck happened.
Like,
anything good at
you don't understand. Like my grandma said she was coming over at 1:00, so me and my mom were preparing. We got to get mentally prepared for this. She came over at 12. She's an hour early. We're already starting off with a disaster.
Right.
She walks into the house immediately. Get the dogs away from me right now. No. And it's just all fucking day. And at this point, me and my brothers just fuck with her. So, like, we'll, like, say, like...
yeah, there's, like, the element where you're
just pushing her by.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, we'll say things that we know are going to, like, trigger the shit out of her.
Yeah,
like, we don't believe in God anymore. She'll nearly pass out. It is so...
We don't believe in God. Happy Thanksgiving, Grandma. Fuck God.
Like, she's like, me and my brothers immediately start wolfing down appetizers. She's like, wait, we have to say grace. How dare you start eating without eating grace? And we're like, Grandma, we don't do that anymore in this house. And she nearly faints.
Raises hell.
And then the entire dinner, or lunch, we could call it, she's like, I have to leave at 3:55. I can't drive in the dark. So the whole day, she's just nervous about driving in the dark, where we offered to pick her up in the morning so she wouldn't have to do that.
Right.
So it was all day, and and then, but she always has good stories.
Yeah.
I can't share a lot.
You got anything, any hilarious grandma, any situations like that?
Well, I only have one grandma left, and she's about an hour away and doesn't drive anymore, so she doesn't attend our Thanksgivings. But I will say probably the funniest like person-related thing that happened at Thanksgiving was a Maori's first American Thanksgiving. And I'm just sitting there like shoving turkey and mashed potatoes in my mouth, and I look over at him, and he's putting jalapenos and sour cream on the turkey.
That's
and then the next morning, he made a turkey quesadilla for breakfast. So like,
was it good?
I don't know. I didn't eat it.
And he's from Mexico?
Yeah, he's from Mexico
Turkey
City.
quesadilla.
Yeah, I just look over and he's piling jalapenos on top of his fork with the turkey.
But that to me is like actually kind of electric. Like I could.
It's a good twist.
I almost think that is like more enjoyable is like mixing in bullshit like that. Or did the quesadillas actually sound fire?
I'm sure it was good.
A turkey quesadilla doesn't sound bad at all to me. But anyways, that was one of my situations. Another one that I've come to the conclusion, I'm curious if you guys have ever had this type of experience, is recently I've noticed that habitually I'm not locking my car. Like I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not locking my car like I should. And I don't really have much in my car, but I do have one thing in my car, and it's my golf clubs. And I think I realized at one point that it was especially after we went to Golfers Warehouse and we realized that, or I realized that to get like a decent set of irons that perform well for me and my swing or whatever, I would spend like $72,000. But I realized that I was subconsciously not locking my car with the hopes that somebody would break in and steal my clubs, and I would be forced to get a new bag, because right now I'm rocking Nicky P's fucking backpack. Yeah, his golf bag mixed with clubs that I bought when I was like 15 years old for like the golf team.
You need the push. TaylorMade clubs, half
Nike. And I was like, clubs. You know what? Like, and the other day, like somebody broke into a car at Phantom Farms and stole a bunch of shit. And I was just thinking, like, man, maybe I could be lucky enough for that to happen to my golf clubs, and then I'll just have to buy a fucking new pair.
You need the incentive. I'll stage a robbery. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's funny you should mention, like, breaking into cars, because so my mom is one of those people that she'll see some news story on Facebook or the local news, and she'll be like, oh, I have to act fast. Like, I have to protect us from this. I get home the other day, and there's this, like, case on my counter, and she goes, Andrew, this case right here, you have to put your keys in there at the end of every night, because there's these new carjackers in Rhode Island that are coming up close to your house, and they're copying your key information onto their phones through hacking materials and then unlocking your car, starting it, and stealing it. And I'm like, Mom, I am not doing that. How much did this cost? And she's like, doesn't matter. We need to protect the cars.
We need to protect the cars. We spent $127,000 on this system so that we can.
They can do that without it's called a flipper. They can do that without your car keys. They can open cars and locks.
There's always going to be a situation where cars can get jacked. It just is that way.
And she
just
thinks, she's like, some companies selling this thing, apparently it blocks signals.
RFID signals.
So it's like, that's exactly. It reminded me of the credit card ones that, because people can pull the information. I mean, that shit is always going to happen no matter what, and people are always going to find ways to cheat the system. Honestly, thieves will just get smarter and smarter too. Like the thief will just, if you know that if you can code, you can steal just about anything in this world. Yeah. Then all of a sudden coding doesn't sound so bad to learn,
And if you're a good car thief, you know that Josh is looking to get his club stolen. So find Josh's car, steal his golf clubs, give him the incentive to get new clubs. And with that said, that's going to wrap up episode 33 of T-Box Talk. Thank you so much for listening. Rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend. Just tell one friend. Tell a family member. Hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving. Josh, I'm excited to go to the Patriots game tonight. Peace out, everybody. Closing days of the Black Friday sale. Look for our Christmas sale coming up in a couple weeks as well. You want to get those Tri-Light orders in before December 15th to guarantee them before Christmas. Thank you so much for listening, and have a wonderful day.
See ya.